What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris Style
Mal.
Podcast, episode 261, Takeover Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good night, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. Appreciate y'all tapping into the live stream. You tapping into the playback. Leave a comment in the comment section because we want to hear from you too. We got a few things to speak on. We've been off. We weren't here on Monday, so we got a lot of catching up to do. But we got some stories out there that we got to talk about. But we're going to talk about them. Of course, the NBA Finals. Big game happened tonight. Big deficit from the Knicks coming back. We're going to speak on that. Brandon Sorsby, have to talk about that whole situation. It's a mess. I want to give Mars thoughts if he's seen the Madden 27 and college football 27, some of the plays and some of the things that are being said about it. And we'll get some WNBA news in there. Top 10 fantasy running backs coming in this season, and Mars random news. So until we get into that, Mar, how are you feeling, sir?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Man, exciting game. Was that game 4 of the Knicks series, man? So excited to talk about that. Excited to talk about the rest of the topics, man. How you feeling, man? How was the trip?
It was cool, man. A little rough, but all in all, it was good. See my baby graduate, man. That's really what it was all about. So, but yeah, man, good to see my kids and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, good. Can't complain at all.
For sure.
All right, man. Let's talk about it, man. NBA Finals, man. Recap.
Yeah, man. NBA Finals, man. The series has been pretty wild, man. As far as like what we've been witnessing, the last couple games. Obviously, we weren't here for Game 3. What was that? Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night, where San Antonio Spurs ended up winning 115 to 111. Victor Wembanyama, he had 32 points. Jalen Brunson, he had 32 points. Even though low percentage shot, took a lot of shots to try to get those 32 points. Cat was in foul trouble. Mikal Bridges, Mikal Bridges was in foul trouble. Karl Anthony Towns, kind of was a no-show in the fourth quarter. Pretty much you had some good games with Josh Hart, OG. But overall, man, Victor Wembanyama, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, amazing. They ended up winning 115, 111. Especially with everything going on, the hype going into that game Monday night. Obviously, there was a lot of distraction outside, especially with Trump coming in. You had the whole situation where, them barricading Madison Square Garden, lines taking up 3-4 hours to try to get into the building. Obviously, we saw a lot of extracurricular stuff that a lot of us really don't condone, especially after the game, where we saw a lot of Knicks fans pretty upset about the results on Monday night, where you saw a lot of Spurs fans walking through the streets of New York, pretty much getting rioted and beat up and stuff like that. I'll say this to that real quick. Come on, man. You know what you're getting yourself into when you were wearing that Spurs jersey, especially in New York City. Now, you can get away with that in Oklahoma City. You can get away with that in certain cities. You just got to be more mindful. That's like you going to the Bay Area when it was Raiders Central and you trying to go up in there wearing some Niners gear, some Chiefs gear. You got to be a little bit mindful. Not condoning any violence or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's just sports, and I get it. We are very emotionally attached to our teams, to the players that we love to see and root for and all that. But at the end of the day, once the game is over, it's over. Talk your shit, but be peaceful about it. No one needs to get hurt, killed, or anything like that. But then we'll move fast forward to tonight, where the New York Knicks, man, down as much as 29 points. Like the first quarter, San Antonio was up 41-22. Second quarter, they won that quarter 35-27. In that second half, man, you could kind of tell that the San Antonio Spurs were kind of coasting a little bit, getting a little too happy with the 3-point shot. Wembanyama, I feel like Wembanyama might have been a little bit tired. He was talking this shit. Obviously, the big stuff that I didn't talk about that happened on Monday was kind of the Victor Wembanyama Brunson incident, where Victor Wembanyama damn near chokeslam my man Brunson all the way to the ground, trying to break his neck, pushing him down. Obviously, and he didn't get everybody was kind of expecting him to get upgraded to a flagrant 1, which would have put him, honestly, if he would have got that, he would have been suspended for game 5 because he would already hit his limit. Now he's 1 away. But overall, man, second half, got too happy shooting threes. Jalen Brunson finally woke up. He had 36 points off of 12-25 shooting. Karl Anthony Towns finally got his first couple buckets in that game. But overall, the star had to be OG Anunoby. Not minus just hitting the big tipping that got them the 10, the 107, 106 lead. But key defensive plays, key 3-point shots that helped this team kind of just. Jalen Brunson said it correctly. They just hit a whole bunch of singles to try to get back in this game. A little seven. Get a little seven run. They'll hit a 2 or 3. Get another 8-point run. They hit another 2 or 3. I thought the whole dialect and how he kind of described how the whole process was of trying to get back into this game was perfect. Just hit a whole bunch of singles, try to get some runs in, try to nip the lead, put a little bit of pressure on it, especially on this younger team. That we've seen cracks in the armor with the San Antonio Spurs. Like a couple years down the line, they're going to be a formidable force. That backcourt might be, it might already be the best backcourt in the NBA. But in the next 2 or 3 years, when you got Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle being your backcourt with Victor Wembanyama, that's a scary season right there. Dylan Harper was amazing tonight. He literally just showed why De'Aaron Fox needs to get off this team. Like he had an idiotic moment in the game where they had a turnover. Karl Anthony Towns tips the ball in the backcourt, but he tipped it a little bit too hard where De'Aaron Fox was able to get to the ball first, and then he tried to lay up. But OG Anunoby, he had one of the key defensive plays by blocking that shot, which in sight gave them the extra possession to end up getting a said lead. And I know a lot of people are going to beat up De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox, he hit some big shots in this game, but that was idiotic. But I'm not going to say that was the moment that really cost him the game. But man, overall, man, that had to be one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life with that kind of comeback, especially in the finals setting. It's shaping up to look like destiny. Obviously, they got to go to San Antonio on Saturday night and win that game, but man, it was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. But man, overall, what was your overall impressions, man, of game 4 for you?
I just felt like San Antonio took their foot off the gas, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be up that much, dominating that much, and then let the Knicks come back and win like that, man. In that fashion, you had the ball in your court. You had all the momentum going into the fourth quarter, and you were dominating that whole game. You really were, and you just left a crack for them to get through, and you let the Knicks come back, and they won the game. And shout out to the Knicks, they stayed resilient. You know what I'm saying? They didn't waver, they didn't turn on each other, they didn't fold, they didn't pack it in and be like, well, we just gonna go. It's 2-2. We just go to San Antonio, try to take game 5. No, they stayed diligent. And they showed the heart of a championship team, even though they haven't won one, but they showed the heart of a championship team. Resilience. You have to be resilient. Even when you're down, you got to keep playing hard. You got to, like you said, they was taking singles and just continuously hit those singles instead of, because I thought this is what got them in trouble in the last game was they was too busy trying to rely on that 3 ball so much. Like it was just seemed like every time somebody would drive, it was like pass it to Josh Hart and try to hit a 3. And it was just like, he was getting annoying after a while. It was like, bro, just get some singles in there, man. Like the game is still close. And it was just like they fell in love with the 3 ball. But this game, in the fourth quarter, like you said, Jalen Brunson woke up, took over, and he's always been clutch in these moments. He always takes over in these games. He hit a shot over Wemby to ultimately win the game. So shout out to the Knicks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like after what happened to them, and like you said, the distraction of Trump and that whole situation happening to them, I felt like that killed the momentum in the room. It just killed the vibe in the room. No, am I saying it was other factors like the Knicks? They beat themselves in that game too. But I do feel like momentum is a big thing in sports, man. And if you don't think it is, then that game should be an example of that because they were going in riding with all the momentum going into that game. And I believe that if Trump didn't show up, I don't think that air would have got sucked out of the room for them. And I just feel like it kind of lingered over into this game but like I said, they stayed diligent, they stayed resilient, and they pulled it out. And shout out to the Knicks, man.
Now some funny shit. Somebody I saw somebody post on X that the new Spurs logo was the Atlanta Falcons logo. I thought that was kind of funny. But overall, man, with this brutal loss with the San Antonio Spurs losing this 29-point lead, they're going to be going back home to their Rockers crowd. But I can only imagine how many New York fans are going to travel to San Antonio knowing they're one game away. What's your overall thinking with the Spurs team? Do you think that this could mentally break them? Do you think they still have an opportunity to get back in this series, win game 5, bring it back to New York, potentially do that? They were up by 29 all the games so far. With these first 4 games, they had a 10-point plus lead at the end of these first quarters. What's your overall mindset with the San Antonio Spurs? What's your confidence level with them able to maybe bounce back off of this brutal loss?
I still have confidence that they can take the next game, especially in San Antonio. But they can't let their foot off the gas, man, and they can't keep having these dumb moments of dumb turnovers. That's what gets them in trouble. That youth just gets them in. I'm in the wheelhouse of this, Maul. Let's start Dylan Harper and take Fox off the bench. Can we do that? Like, I think that switch needs to happen. I'm sorry. It just Dylan Harper, he's just better. He is. And Fox, maybe he just needs to come off the bench right now. Because, like you said, he's probably not going to be on the team next year anyway. So,
no, not at all. He's definitely going to be a trade asset for this offseason.
Sure. And you could just tell that injury is still lingering. He's not the same that he was last year before he got hurt. So why don't you just let the man come off the bench, have his few little minutes? But Harper is just he's better offensively. He just gives them a boost offensively that Fox doesn't give them. And he just seems like he turns the ball over on unopportune times. And it's just like, I'd just rather have Harper and Castle in the backcourt with Wemby, you know what I'm saying? And just let Fox come off the bench. Like, I think that lineup would just be better for them.
No, I totally agree. I've been saying that since the get. Like, at the end of the day, I think the Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle backcourt, again, I think it's heading to the potential of being the best backcourt in the league. I think defensively, you can do a lot of switching, especially with Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle is a big guard. So is Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper's 6'6". Stephon Castle is like 6'7", but with the hair, he's damn near like 6'8", 6'9". And the physicality with them, you know what I mean? Like, the only thing with this backcourt is the consistency with the 3-point shot. Obviously, they can't hit it, but they do have tendencies to where sometimes I think they do get a little bit too happy with it. When you get Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper going straight to the bucket, I think they're just damn near unstoppable, especially against this team, because it puts Jalen Brunson in kind of a precarious situation. Obviously, they try to put Brunson on like Julian Champagny or a Vassell, where it wouldn't be too much of a physical feat. Like, obviously, you just gotta stay close with them, and they're kind of known to being like the 3-point snipers on the team. But overall, I think with this team, what we've all been kind of waiting to see is it a situation where this team can outdo history, where we've seen the likes of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, where they had to go through kind of like a bump in the road within their career to try to learn how to win in said playoffs. Because at the end of the day, this is the San Antonio Spurs' first true definition of a run with Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, we kind of had that expectation where they were going to be able to have this last year, but with the unforeseen situation that Victor Wembanyama had with the blood clot situation, we didn't get that opportunity to see him in the playoffs. So with everything that they've gone on through the playoffs, you know, they played a Trailblazers team that was very young, that we all assumed that, you know, they played above and beyond their means, especially with the whole situation with them losing their head coach with Chauncey Billups and the whole gambling situation. We got to give Tiago Splitter, which I thought was a very idiotic move for them not to rehire Tiago Splitter. I think Tiago Splitter should get a job for the amazing situation that he did. But you had that situation where you went up against a young team. Then you go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves with a banged up Anthony Edwards. You had a Dante DiVincenzo who tore his Achilles in the first game. You had the San Antonio Spurs got lucky because Victor Wembanyama threw an elbow. He got kicked out of that game. Yes, they did lose, but a lot of people expected him to possibly get suspended for the next game. So let's say Victor Wembanyama gets suspended for that game. Who's not to say the Minnesota Timberwolves don't win that series? Then with all that, they still make it through that. Then they play the Oklahoma City Thunder, who didn't have J Dub for damn near the whole season, the whole series. AJ Mitchell, who ended up hurting his calf, I think after game 2 or during game 2, so you didn't have him for the foreseeable thing. And then we're not going to get on Chet. We already got on Chet enough about how just inept he was the whole entire series. So they were able to luck up through that. And then now you come up against this New York Knicks team that is a veteran-laden squad. And people got to remember, a lot of these cats have played with each other since college, so they're very familiar with them. So I think it's going to be very tough. Now, obviously, I think it's going to be a pretty damn telling, I think, in game 5 in that first quarter, what's going to happen. I think if the Knicks get on this team, especially with the consistency that this Spurs team has done in the beginning parts of this game, where they have been the more dominant team, the more consistent team as far as like the beginning parts of this game. If the New York Knicks get on top of this San Antonio Spurs team in that first quarter where they're up double digits, I think it's night-night. I think it's night time, and I think New York fans are going to celebrate, and I think it's really going to turn into Gotham City. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that first quarter is going to play. Now, the San Antonio Spurs, they do have the talent to be able to do that. I thought Mitch Johnson, who I think is a great young head coach, I thought he made some mental mistakes. I thought there could have been some times during those runs where he could have called a timeout and tried to get his team in grips. I think there was a moment where late in the fourth quarter where the Knicks cut it down to 4, where I think there was an opportunity for Mitch Johnson to try to, let's call a timeout. We got to remember, this is a young team. I get it. They are a very special young team, but we got to remember, they're still a young team, still learning how to play basketball at this highest level of form in this crazy environment. Mm-hmm. Let's call a timeout. I see the train wheels falling off. Let's call a timeout. Let's readjust. Let's get everybody on the same track, or even on top of that, just giving them a breath so they can just take that second deep breath. And maybe Wembanyama could have got a second deep breath and been able to prosper. But overall, congratulations to the New York Knicks. It seems like it's destined. That's all I'm saying. It seems like it's destined. Obviously, they got to win. They got to win one more game, and we all know that's going to be the toughest game to win, because we all know the San Antonio Spurs are going to fight like fucking hell to not leave their season off on that bad of a note. But we're setting up for a New York celebration here in the next couple of days.
If the Spurs do lose, what do you think the conversation will be about Wemby going into next season?
I think it'll be the same. At the end of the day, we all know what Wemby is. We all know what kind of specimen he is. We all know he's pretty much going to be the face of the league. No matter if you love him or hate him, I think he's slowly becoming the villain. I think he's slowly becoming that player that everybody's going to start hating on, kind of like, whether you're a LeBron James fan, and you know how that was with LeBron or Kobe or Michael Jordan, any kind of that. Like, we all know who he is. We all know that eventually if Victor Wembanyama stays healthy, if Dylan Harper stays healthy, if Stephon Castle stays healthy, we all expect the San Antonio Spurs to be back in this moment next year, the year after that. They will always be title contenders. So none of that would change. I think the whole thing is that this is their bump in the road. This is their heartbreak that they had to go through, that they're gonna go into the offseason and remember this. Remember y'all had the 29-point lead and y'all lost. Like, yeah, y'all gonna be looked at as like y'all choked it off. Y'all had the opportunity to win, to come back and potentially rip the heart out of this New York Knicks fan base and this team to be able to win your first championship. But I don't think the whole talk of this team is going to change at all. It's just going to put a bigger spotlight on this team, and they're going to be considered title favorites going into next year, I would assume. Obviously, we got to see what the Thunder do. We got to see what Giannis does and all that situation. But the Spurs will be fine. Spurs will be fine. I think it would have been more of a conversation piece if this was the Spurs continue to dominate this whole game and the Knicks end up losing by 35. I think it would have been a bigger conversation about that, because you're getting reports that the Bucks are trying to wait to see if the Knicks blow this 2-0 series, blow that 2-0 series lead, and see if they want to get their hat and their names back in the hat to Giannis Antetokounmpo, because we all know Giannis wanted to go to the Knicks before anything else. So it would have been more of a conversation piece with the Knicks. But with the Spurs, it's going to be a tough loss. It's going to be something that they're going to learn. But we all expect them to be back here next year as long as they all stay healthy.
For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Brandon Sorsby, man. Some controversy going on with this kid. First, he was deemed ineligible to play in college sports, college football this season for Texas Tech. A lot of
Mm,
people thought maybe he would go to the supplemental draft, just had to go to the NFL, but he fought it and he got another injunction. And Judge Ken Curry out of Lubbock, Texas, uh, pretty much ruled. Uh, Ruled on June that Sorsby can play for Texas Tech during the 2026 season while his lawsuit against the NCAA proceeds, and the trial is 2 days after the national championship.
mm,
Um, Now, the judge before that deemed him ineligible, that judge pretty much recursed himself, which means he took himself out of a chance of like being a part of the trial or whatever, anything doing with Brandon Sorsby. So they couldn't bring him back. And this judge was actually a retired judge, so they brought him out of retirement to do this. So, what are your in? Also, he has to serve a 2 game suspension, and then he can play the rest of the season. There's also controversy of teams talking about boycotting. But what are your overall thoughts on this situation?
Look, it's more of a shit show for the NCAA. I think look, what Brendan Sorsby did, was it idiotic? Absolutely. Um, should he be playing this year? Most likely, probably not, because you don't want to upset the ball you have wrong with college sports, especially with gambling and all that. You don't want to, kind of mess with the integrity of the game, and obviously you hear more and more of that talk as more of these sports leagues get in bed with gambling and all that. They're pretty much at linked at this point because of just the amount of money that's involved with that. So at the end of the day, it seems like Brandon Sorsby is going to be able to play this year. I think they even reported that the earliest that they might be even to able to go into trial would be February 8th or something like that, when the whole season is over with. So it's kind of like a mute point at that point, because Brandon Sorsby's college career will be over and he'll be getting ready for the NFL anyways. I think it's a two-tailed story. I think going forward, Brendan Sorsby, he's going to have to prove a lot, especially going into the NFL, knowing you have that on your track record of you betting on your own teams, whether it's for you to win or anything like that. That will always be on your record. And I think NFL teams going to have to take a little bit of caution with that. You know what I mean? I think even if he has like a Heisman, he's going to have a great, great year, especially for him to be considered like a first overall pick or even a first round pick. I think I get it. Quarterback is a very, very prestigious position that a lot of teams really want, but with how deep this draft could potentially be, obviously we don't know what the end results is going to be. I think it could affect them in this draft with that. But with college football, it's just they need to figure everything out as far as like kind of like how they're going to run this, because they're looking like a total joke. Let's be honest. It doesn't really look good. But at the same time, I agree with certain people that said, I think like, people trying to boycott Texas Tech and all that. I think there's a lot of things that are wrong with college football. This happened a couple years ago when he was in Indiana. Let him be suspended and let's move forward with this. But at the end of the day, you trying to boycott and not play Texas Tech is just laughable, because there's a lot of organizations who've done a lot of dirty ass shit that have no one's ever said that they didn't want to play. Like the whole shit with Penn State with Joe Paterno. No one said anything about not playing Penn State, and that was more egregious than what Joe Paterno did, and hiding the whole situation with Jerry Sandusky and all that was more egregious than anything Brendan Sorsby did. Let's call a spade a spade. You got situations where you got cats in the SEC. I think it's the Georgia team or whatever who've had multiple players who have, been driving reckless. I think even caused a couple deaths. I think what's my man on First Take, the one that always yells all the time. He made a great point about that. Like Mad Dog, he made a great point about that. Like, y'all got all these other problems, and yeah, no one's condoning what Brendan Sorsby did, but You killing people because you want to be reckless driving is more of a serious situation than what Brendan Sorsby did. The situation that happened at Penn State is more of a serious situation than what Brendan Sorsby did. Let's call it fact. You know what I mean? So no one wants to hear any of this bullshit that you want to try to boycott Texas Tech. You didn't say that. You ain't saying that with Georgia. You never said that with Penn State. You never said that with any of these other colleges who had some dirty laundry underneath their shields. So
Not
let's not start.
boycotting Michigan.
Yeah. So let's not start it with Texas Tech. At the end of the day, they're gonna fight for the player that they brought over because they want to win championships. No different from the rest of these teams. So I don't want to hear any of that bullshit that y'all want to start banning from playing Texas Tech. That's just weak. That's dumb. Let's move forward. And because at the end of the day, Brendan Sorsby's gonna play. So what else can you do? Just beat them on the football field. That's if you want to prove something, whoop their ass on the football field. You have the opportunity to do that, so just do it.
Yeah, I agree. We already know what he did. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that he's gonna have to watch out for is if he has a bad game. If he if he throws a bad pick or if he fumbles a football, you know what I'm saying, people are going to try to question him, you know what I'm saying? So he's gonna have to be careful with that type of stuff. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna have to go out there and like you said, he's gotta ball out, man, for some NFL team to at least, even if it let's say his status just drops him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He has a good season, but his status just drops him. You got to play good enough to at least somebody pick you in the third round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, especially with this deep quarterback class that's supposed to be coming out this year, you know what I'm saying? If he was in last year's class, then he probably still would be a first round pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least a second, high end second. So, you're in the deep quarterback class, brother. So, you got to go out there and ball out and just you gotta have to take Texas Tech further than what they went last year. You know what I'm saying? If they make it to the playoffs. So, but yeah, it's funny. You know what I'm saying? How this all came about and the judges in Lubbock, Texas, where Texas Tech is at.
No, for real.
Ooh, they really want them boys to play, huh? So. I'm sure they're gonna ask Patrick Mahomes about this tomorrow.
No, I'm sure.
Ooh, so, but shout out to Brandon Sorsby. You got a ball out player. You got another chance. God loves you.
Nah, for real. Because at the end of the day, most likely 9 times out of 10, you're not playing. You getting ready for that supplemental draft.
Mm-hmm. Sloppy got caught and not getting crucified for it. Yeah. Being stupid. But hey, he's a kid still. It is what it is.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
All those stupid stuff at that age. So all right, man. So details and trailers have dropped for college football 27 and Madden 27. College football drops July 6th, I want to say. Or July the 9th, members can get the deluxe version on July the 6th. They got the MVP version where you can get, of course, Madden, college football all together.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been some clips of gameplay and certain things that's changed, that they have enhanced with the college 27. We've had our gripes with college 26 last year. We thought it took a step backwards.
Yeah. Terrible.
But they said Dynasty Mode gets a major upgrade, designed to make program building deeper than before. Dynasty also includes coach progress upgrades and exclusive skill trees. Rivalries matter more. So the interaction, including what appears to be rival specific scenes and atmospheres, expect bigger immersions for games like Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Auburn, Texas, Oklahoma, etc. Road to Glory expansions. Now you could be a tight end, an edge rusher, or a free safety. Then customizations, hanging mouthpiece, single A sleeves, team branded back plates, roll jerseys, expanded player customizations. What else? Carousel. One of the biggest dynasty requests is that a deeper coaching system with realistic hiring and firing cycles. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, they got the mascot matchup returns. One of the most requested features in is bag players can control in college mascots and special game modes, bringing back a fan favorite feature. So, what are your overall thoughts on this?
At the end of the day, it looked very promising. Some of the things that I've heard from people who actually got to play games, especially with college football, they said it feels a lot more like 25 than it does with 26, as far as like just the movement of the game, the feeling, the fast pacedness. Obviously, I do like a lot of the upgrades to defense, as far as like just the in depth of you being able to, change specific schemes, the depth of zones, and all that type of stuff. It seems like they've made it to where it's a little bit easier to kind of config those in game in aspect. I do like that. Obviously, the graphics in Madden look amazing. They look top notch. That's never been the issue. But at the end of the day, man, I don't really know until I get to be able to play it for myself and how I would personally like to do it. Now, would I love to buy the MVP package and get college football and get Madden? Yes, I love to play sports video games. I enjoy it. I'm a very competitive guy. As you know, Chris knows I'll be trying to get him online. He hates online. He's more of the franchise guy. I'm more of the online competitive guy. So yeah, I do like that. I do love the competition. So I really do hope that these games feel to the point where I want to buy and purchase these games, and I will be able to play it. But at the end of the day, I can't really give a true say as far as like how I truly feel until I actually get my hands on it. But from everything that I've heard, from everything that who has had the opportunity to play it, it looks very, very promising. So
Yeah, for sure, I agree. Um, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like you said, some of the in-depth changes on like you could change things at the defensive line and the secondary linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Even on offense, you could change certain plays, how certain people run their routes, and all that good
mm,
stuff. I like some of the mechanisms of how the running backs and receivers how they can do better jukes and shakes at the line of
yeah,
scrimmage.
yeah.
So yeah, man, I was liking what I was seeing from it so far. And then with Madden, they got the franchise mode. New additions to franchise mode is players demanding trades, holdouts, dynamic contract negotiations, guaranteed money, void years, no trade clauses, restricted free agents, different player personality affecting decisions. You got a smarter defensive AI. Um, EA says Madden 26 also adds smarter zone coverage, better scrambling reaction, improved red zone defense, coverage focus adjustments, better route recognition by linebackers and DBs, uh, wide receivers and DB battles. A new jostle system has been added. To create more realistic hand fighting and physical battles between cornerbacks, safeties, and wide receivers. You also got the tush push and the quarterback sneak meter. So they showed that too, where the meter goes up. If you hit it in the green, you get it. If you don't, it doesn't go through. They also have that with the catching when you throw it to a wide receiver. If you hit it in the green, you catch the football. Yellow is kind of neutral. You catch it or not. And if you don't get it red, then you drop the pass. So, um, dynamic weather can now evolve during games. Raining turns into storms. Snow intensifies. Field conditions change throughout the game to give it a more realistic feel. And that's pretty much it. What's your thoughts on what you're hearing from Madden?
Um, Look, man, if I do franchise mode and some player wants to hold out, yeah, he getting cut. He getting traded. Like we ain't got time for that. We're running a strict system here. You know
So
what
if
I'm saying?
Ashton Genty says he holding out, you're getting rid of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make a trade for like Saquon or something. You know what I mean? Nah,
Fernando Mendoza say I
nah.
want my
Fernando
money.
stand. Fernando will never do that. Fernando will never do that to me. He will never hold out. He's a quality guy. He's all about team first, man. No, he's gonna like the no trade clause. I would give him a no trade clause, but if my man's gonna hold out, like I don't think he would do that. Now, Ashton Genty. we're gonna have a conversation. Max Crosby tries to do some stuff where he asks for a trade. I will trade him ASAP. I love Max, but we're not doing this for a third time in the year. Yeah, man. I think I love it as far as like franchise mode. I think franchise mode could be really, really fun this year, especially with all the different stuff that they have added that I think a lot of players have asked as far as like the in-depthness of it. I think that would be very, very intriguing. So yeah, I'm truly excited, man. How about you, man? How you feeling, man? I know you're the franchise guy. How are you going to handle holdouts and trade clauses and stuff like that?
I don't mind. I think it's more realistic when it comes to the negotiation.
So Rasheed Rice comes in with a holdout asking for,
You ain't get your ass off my team. Go on about your business.
Yeah.
You add void years? What?
So is that going to be the first thing you do when you purchase Madden? You're going to go straight to franchise and build up the sheets from scratch?
I don't know about from scratch, but
No. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do with Travis Kelce? You gonna re-sign him? You gonna try to give him another year, convince him?
What? Thank you for your services for 2023-2027 season.
Yeah, you gonna let Kelce go? You gonna let Travis Swifty go?
Hey man, you got a whole life ahead of you, man. You about to get married next month. Hey, chill out.
Oh yeah, he is getting married next month to I heard they're supposed to like buy the whole Times Square or some shit. We're getting married in the middle of Times Square or something.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, I saw a little report, man. Now he about to be rich. He about to be rich.
She was at the game tonight.
Nah, I saw her. Shit, I ain't mad. I wonder if she got a sister.
Wow. But no, it looks good, man. Man, 27 looks good, man.
So are you? Is this a buy? Is this a must cop for you? Is this a wait and see?
No, it's a must buy. I like Madden.
No, Madden was good. I had no problems with Madden last year. Madden last year was very, very fun. It's more so with honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not worried about Madden. I think I'm going to purchase Madden because I want to play with my man Fernando and whoop ass online with my man Fernando Mendoza and Brock Bowers and Max and the rest of the guys. It's college football for me because college football pissed me off so bad. I hated that game so much. I loved the first iteration back with 25, but college football 26 just took a major step back. I don't know why they took the fun out of that fucking game. That's my major concern. Like if college football 27 hits like 25 did, you got me. I'm going to spend the $150 on the MVP package. I'm going to get both games, save me about like $10, $15. Get whatever extracurricular stuff you can get with that, with MUT and all that other stuff. But I'll do it. But until I play college football with my two hands, I will not be purchased as an MVP. Madden 27, I will purchase that separately because I have no issues with Madden currently at this particular time. But college football, nah. I'm gonna be honest with you. My favorite sports game to play right now is MLB The Show. I'm loving MLB The Show right now. I've been playing Diamond Dynasty. My team is hard. I love it. I'm building it up, trying to get my man Ketel Marte on the team. That's kind of what I'm working toward. But MLB The Show, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. Because 2K is pissing me the fuck off every fucking day.
I don't know why you play that game.
It's the only basketball the game to play, and basketball is my favorite sport. So I just kind of get sucked into it. But that game is, oh my god! If I can uppercut Ronnie 2K, I would. I swear to God. I'm already going to radio cover the next time he buy Madden. Yeah, we all know Fernando Mendoza is going to make that. He's going to make that. We all know that. You know what I mean? The greatest quarterback to come out of Indiana University will be on the cover. You know what I mean? The guy who's going to take over the league. Yes, that guy. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Its power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
Shout out to Madden Sports Drink. All right, man, let's get into some WNBA news. Asia Wilson hit a monument, 6,000 points. Where's it go? I know I just had it. There you go. Asia Wilson becomes the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 6,000 career points, accomplishing the feat in just 278 games, breaking the previous record held by Diana Taurasi. How do you feel about this amazing feat for Asia Wilson? And does this add to her legacy of being the greatest?
At the end of the day, we all know Asia Wilson is the GOAT of women's basketball, and it's not even close. It just adds another notch to the belt, another notch to the champion, to the greatness that she is. What else is there left to say about Asia Wilson, man? Asia Wilson is the greatest women's basketball player of all time. In this current state, the most dominant player in the league. She has it all. She has it all. And you know what I mean? I'm super blessed that, the Las Vegas community is able to have such greatness, be a part of this city, establishing a great basketball culture, not just for women, but for everybody involved, men and women. She's a pioneer to the game. She's the face of this league. And there's just nothing left to be said, man. It's just that if you have an opportunity to go watch greatness, go do it, because that's Asia Wilson, and she deserves all her flowers. She deserves all the credit in the world, man, because she's the most dominant player in women's basketball game today. It's not even close.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Just adds to the notch and to the legacy of Asia Wilson, who is the best player to ever play in the WNBA. We've never seen anything like her. Like you said, offensively, she's just hard to guard. Nobody could really guard her. Defensively, she's still one of the best out there. And yeah, man, and she's still young. You know what I'm saying?
She has a whole lot of time. Yeah. Again, look, Bam, look. We don't need no babies right now. Okay? We don't need no.
They win the championship this year.
We don't need no babies right now. Like, we need her to be legit. Like, so I get it. I get females are on a time clock. I know she probably must have a little child of her own, a little Bam running around in her little stomach. I understand that shit. But Asia, we need these rings, girl. We need these rings. We need these rings. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. So whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? Just letting you know.
Rookie of the Year favorite Olivia Miles has emerged as the early frontrunner for the 2026 WNBA Rookie of the Year award. Through the first quarter of the season, she is averaging 17.2 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. She leads all rookies in points, rebounds, and assists. And the Minnesota Lynx have the number one record right now at 10-2, and this is with Nafisha Collier out still. I don't know officially when she will return from that ankle injury. She just had a historic shooting performance, exploded for 28 points while hitting 8 3-pointers in one game. So, how are you feeling about Olivia Miles? Do you feel like that she's going to continue this? And how scary can the Lynx be when Nafisha Collier come back?
Oh, they're going to be very, very scary because Olivia is only going to get better. She's only going to get more knowledge, more tenure in the WNBA. Obviously, seems like she's doing pretty amazing off the rip. Obviously, she's establishing herself in why she probably should have been probably the number one overall pick. She's probably the most talented player overall. I think there's a lot of upskill, like our fam. We all know what she is capable of. I think she can be probably the best player to come out of this draft completely, just when all said and done. Because I think Awa is going to be amazing. You kind of see a little glimpse here and there and what she's capable of, and my God, she's fine. I ain't gonna lie, she's fine as hell. And then just kind of like that duo with them two. And then, like, look, I know Ozzy kind of had a little slow start, but the Dallas Wings have been playing pretty good too. She's been playing pretty good. The Dallas Wings have been playing good. I think they're 7-4 right now. Paige has been playing amazing right now, amazing ball. So we got to give her credit too. So, but Olivia Miles, man, she's amazing, bro. And then Lisa back, man. Like, honestly, that's probably the main team I'm probably the most nervous with my ace. And they get healthy. Now let's see how Nafisa comes in. Let's see how she fits in with the mold. Let's see how Olivia and her kind of bounce off with each other. Obviously, they got to find their rhythm together. I think it's going to take them a little time, but if they can find it, woo, scary season. But I trust my GOAT. I trust my GOAT to find the answer. You know what I mean? I trust the ladies of the Aces. As long as you keep KB off the goddamn court, we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? But
we gotta get Kennedy. We gotta get Kennedy Carter back. See her right now.
Yeah. Kennedy, get Kennedy back. You know what I mean? She'll be back. Hopefully, she'll be back in the next couple weeks. But yeah, that's the only thing. I wouldn't be surprised if when it gets close to the trade deadline, maybe we might start hearing some things, maybe some upgrades that a couple of these teams might be looking at. Obviously, there's some teams like Chicago Sky. They've been playing pretty bad. Seattle Storm. Phoenix Mercury, you know what I mean? So there could be some interesting names that could be available, for trade. So
yeah, maybe they move on from Skylar Diggins. He hasn't really been having a good season so far.
No, she's really not happy being there right now. She made some comments where it was like, maybe it wasn't such a great move for her. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Maybe she'll be on the move and go somewhere where more of a veteran team that has championship aspirations for her. So the morale would probably raise if she goes somewhere else. So especially or even a team that just needs an experienced guard, So
yeah, there's a couple teams that could use that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Also with the Aces, it was a report that the Aces were not invited to the White House after winning the 2025 championship last year. How do you feel about that, sir?
I'm sure them girls didn't want to go there anyway. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think look, man, we know with this Trump organization and what they stand for, man. They really don't care about women's sports. They don't. I don't think they care at all. I think it wasn't another situation where the U.S. women's soccer team didn't get invited or something like that. I could remember if it was a little bit ago, but we all know what Trump is about, man. It's all about himself. He don't really care about women's sports. The only thing he cares about with women when it comes to the pleasures of him. But at the end of the day, even if they were to get invited, I don't think none of those ladies want to go anyway. They don't fit the mold of there. Like it would probably hit a little bit different if it was like Barack Obama in office and they get invited. It'd be like, what's going on right there? But with Trump, I'm not surprised. I think those ladies wouldn't have wasted their time anyway. It's pointless going there.
And then Angel Reese marks WNBA history. She returned to Chicago and put up 17 points and 17 rebounds in Atlanta's 82-75 win over the Sky. The performance gives her 57 career double-doubles in her first 75 WNBA games, the most ever in 75 games in league history.
Can we just say that Angel Reese is a better player than Caitlin Clark? Can we finally say this? Because I know we're on the topic of Angel Reese, but like let's talk about this Caitlin Clark situation. You know what I mean? Like I think at the end of the day, I think Angel. Well, let me stick with Angel Reese real quick. Angel Reese is having a great year. She's having an amazing year. She had a slow start to the season, but the Dream are another team that is a very scary team. That is a very good team. Angel Reese seems like she's found her mold. She's found her groove within that squad. I ask you, Chris, is Angel Reese officially better than Caitlin Clark? Can we just say
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we got that stuff. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark and this Indiana Fever team. Like, there have been some clips of her being a terrible teammate. There have been some issues. We've seen the clips of her and her head coach not getting along. We've seen her and assistant coaches not getting along. We've seen her totally ignore teammates from trying to show her love and give her high fives. I forgot. I think it was like Michael Thompson. He kind of had a report saying that his little inside that he thinks the Indiana Fever could potentially start being tired of her antics and stuff like that. We've made some comments. I don't know if anybody who watching or will watch this has seen my Twitter, but I've kind of stated before. I think we got to start having a conversation that Caitlin Clark is just a bag of mid, because like besides her shooting deep threes, what is she really great at? She can't dribble the ball. She can't handle physicality. We know she's a traffic cone on defense. She's not a great teammate. She's not a great leader. She doesn't like to be taught basketball. She thinks she's better than everybody else. She's demean coaches. She's demean players. She's being demonstrative towards referees. She hasn't shown any fight towards the WNBA. She doesn't help her team win. We know the best two players on that team are Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is probably the best player on that team. She's the MVP of that squad. That team looks always way better when she's not on the court. And then on top of that, if there is even a potential of her being traded from the Indiana Fever, even though I don't think they would, because she's valued worth so much money just based on her popularity because of just the amount of people that want to support her. But even if there is a potential of her getting traded, what team would want to put that in their environment? I wouldn't ask for that. Caitlin Clark is not a winner. I saw somebody say the Sparks should go get after. Why? You got Kelsey Plum. You don't need her. Like I said this before. It's going to get a point in time where Caitlin Clark is such a headache and I hate to use this term, but such a cancer to the locker room with just the outside noise and what she portrays herself to be, and just the antics and then just it's so energy draining. Like, why would anybody want to take an opportunity with that? Minus just knowing that she's going to bring a lot of money in due to jersey sales. You might get more TV pub. You might get bigger, more national televised games, which it's all money at the end of the day. But besides money, what value does she bring to a winning culture? She's a bag of mid. She's a bag of mid. Respectfully, disrespectfully, it's just the case.
Like I said, when you look in the box score and she has 17, 18, 20 points, it's because she jacked up by 23s. So, of course, if you make 6 of them out of 17 of them, you're going to get a close to 17 to 20 points. So, it's just like, even that last second shot that she hit against Washington, that was just on Cody McMahon. She timed her trying to steal the ball, trying to make a play when she should have just stayed in her lane, stayed in front of Caitlin Clark, and that shot would have never happened.
No.
And that's just a rookie mistake, you know what I'm saying? So, but outside of that, every time I look at Caitlin Clark, she, like you said, she don't try on defense. It's just a lack of effort on defense.
Even when she tries, she gets cooked.
She does.
Like, even when she tries, she's getting cooked.
But it's just a lack of effort too.
Yeah.
And
it's
then,
a lot of that. Yeah, it's a lot of
and
that.
then, like you said, the her teammate trying to give her a high five, she walks right past them. Her always crying to the refs every 2 seconds when she gets a little somebody gets a little physical with her or whatever. Her getting a little attitude when she'll miss a shot and then the player goes up and tries to make a shot. She'll like grab him or do something stupid. And then when the player gets in her face, she'll go hide behind one of her players, namely Aaliyah Boston,
Mhm.
because Aaliyah
Mhm.
always runs and tries to defend her or
Or
whatever.
Sophie Cunningham, which
Yeah,
that's all she really does.
yeah. Um, and like you said, man, this team just flows better. We saw last year. The team flows better when it goes to Kelsey Mitchell. She's just a better player. She's a better scorer, all around scorer. She can go inside. She can shoot on the outside,
Better
and
defender.
way better defender. Aaliyah Boston's way better than her. Like it's just she's being exposed in the WNBA, and it's different when you're playing at Iowa and you're playing against a bunch of other mid in a mid conference. You know what I'm saying? To opposed to actually playing against women who are all part of the 1% of great players out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and she's like you said, she used to be in the Iowa, man, when she was the main cog, and they were going to do everything in their power to make sure she was going to be happy. In WNBA, man, there's other great players on this team, and Kelsey Mitchell is clearly the best.
Nah,
So,
not that
like
you're just going up against better talent too. Like when you're
that
Iowa, you
too.
playing a lot of girls who ain't making it into the W.
That's
So
what I'm
yeah, you're
saying.
gonna be
Like,
able to score 30 points. You're gonna look way better than what you
mhm.
actually are. But that was the whole point. Let's see what she looks like when she gets into a big girls league. Who she's not gonna be the most talented player on that squad in the league. So and we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Like yeah, we're gonna have occasions where she hits her 30 points, but besides that, does that lead to wins? It just doesn't. Those are like empty calories. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, she's gonna have to change her attitude, man.
You
And
think that's even possible at this point?
I don't know. I've
I
seen
think her
some,
head's just too big. I think
I,
everything going on.
and maybe a humbling needs to happen.
What's the humbleness though? Like what her being benched, her being traded, her.
It's gonna have to be one of those things. Thank you
You
for
think
your
the Indiana
service.
Fever should trade her?
Not yet, but
I would. If I can, if somebody's willing to
it's
give me a
gonna,
first round pick going into next year, like let's say let's say I'm the Fever, and the way our season's going, we're not looking too good right now. If I have the potential to trade Caitlin Clark for said opportunity to maybe potentially get a Juju, like a Juju, if that opportunity is there, why would you not take that? Juju would be 100 times better on this squad. You put Juju with Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, there's going to be some problems.
let's be clear. Juju is not gonna want to go to Indiana.
No, I know she's not going to want to go to Indiana. I know she doesn't want to go to Indiana. We all kind of see the writing on the wall where it's probably going to be the Sparks that probably find a way to get her. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if I'm the Fever and the opportunity is there where I might be able to potentially get a top draft pick, including the one I already have, and I don't know if they still have theirs this year. You might potentially be able to get two great players to be added to Kelsey Mitchell and be added to Aaliyah Boston, who can help you be a better championship caliber team. Caitlin Clark is not going to be that. She's not, unless she truly accepts who she is in her role, that she's not the number one go-to player. You know what I mean? That she should just be the strict point guard who's not taking, 15 to 20 shots. Maybe she should take 10 to 12, be the facilitator, make Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell be the primary proponents to the offense and actually see her play some defense. Then we can have a serious conversation about the Indiana Fever. But if she wants to continue being the dominant offensive player, this team will never go nowhere. She needs to be the primary point guard and just leave it alone. That's what she needs to do. Run the offense, feed the players who need to be the offense, and you can be the designated sniper from when you really need to be the designated sniper. You know what I mean? Like that's who she needs to be. She needs to be like kind of like a Steve Nash in a sense. You know what I mean? Even though I think Steve Nash was more of a consistent shooter, I think he had more offensive back to his game. But she needs to be something like that.
Yeah,
I think she has the capability of being. But
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna have to be a mentality change.
Yeah. Steve Nash was a way better teammate too. So
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, man. Let's do our BetUS surefire picks.
let's do it. Let's do it.
What you got?
All right. What do I have? Let's see. For tomorrow with the hockey game, I'm gonna go with my heart, man. I'm gonna go with my Golden Knights. It's 1.5. I'm not too confident, man. I ain't like what I saw last game, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And tomorrow, man, we got the World Cup, man. I'm super excited to see the watch World Cup. This is when I watch soccer. So for the World Cup, Mexico plays South Africa. I'm gonna take Mexico -1, and then I'm gonna take South Korea money line for tomorrow.
For sure. I'm with you with the Vegas Knights. I'm gonna take them on the money line. I'm gonna go with baseball. I'm going to take the Dodgers over over the Pirates, and I'm going to take. Uh, I'm gonna take the Mets over the Cardinals. If you go to any of our social media platforms, you'll see the BetUS link. Go ahead and click on that. Take you to the website. First time users only. Sign up, put all your information, put the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% signing bonus plus 10% gamblers insurance. That's 3 risk-free bets on $100 up to $5,000. That means if you bet $100 on your first 3 deposit and you lose, you keep your money. So you can win you some money or keep your money on your first 3 deposits. Go over there, sign up. Tell them Cris Style Mal sent you. And that does it for our BetUS surefire picks. All right, man. You got your top 10 fantasy running backs?
Yeah, you want me to go first, or?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. So for honorable mention, I have Jeremiah Love. I would have him in my top 10, but they have so many running backs. I'm not really sure how they're gonna play that card. So I will keep him on the outside looking in for now. For now, that could change. That could change. We obviously won't know until the season starts, but he was on my side looking in. At number 10, I got Breece Hall, man. I think Breece Hall, he had a great bounce back year last year. He played pretty well. I think with that team, the upgrades that they did have, potentially, I think Breece Hall could have a really solid year. So I got him at number 10, and then he can also catch the football at the backfield. Number 9, I got Trevion Henderson. We all saw the explosiveness that he has. I think he's still being a part of that 2 running back system. I would have him higher if he was more of like the number 1, but he'll be in the two running back system. But I think he's so explosive that I think he'll put up some really good numbers, and I think he'll be a good running back to have on your team. Number 8, I got Derrick Henry. Usually Derrick Henry's in like the top 3, top 4. But he is getting a little bit older. I think you did see a little bit slow down this, even though he still had a great year last year, especially like the end of the year. But I'm gonna have Derrick Henry at number 8. Number 7, I got DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift was amazing last year. I think the Chicago Bears team is gonna be one of the most explosive teams going into next year. And I think DeAndre Swift, he's going to have a really, really solid year. Number 6, I got Devon Achane. We all know the Miami is a terrible team. I know they're going to lean a lot on that running game. Obviously, the only thing that concerns me with Devon Achane is kind of like his injury history. He is prone to get injured from time to time, but when healthy, he's very explosive running back, still killing it. Number 5, I'm going with the old GOAT, man, Christian McCaffrey, man. I think Christian McCaffrey, still behind a decent O-line. He's still playing. He's still performing really, really well. A lot of people expected him to kind of slow down. He was amazing last year. I think he was the number 1 fantasy running back for the majority part of last year. So I expect nothing but greatness from him again, especially if he stays healthy. Number 4, I got my boy Ashton Jeanty. I know he didn't have the year that a lot of people expected him to be, but If you watch that Raiders team, if you know that coaching staff, that was the worst offensive line by far, by far. He's going to be behind a better O line. He's going to be involved with better coaching. He's going to have a better quarterback that will be able to, help him alleviate that pressure. And then schematic wise, I think it's going to be amazing for him. And I think we're going to see the Ash Agenti that we all kind of expected. Number 3, I got James Cook. James Cook was an amazing fantasy running back last year. I expect the same thing. Number 2, I got Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson is amazing. The only thing that concerns me about him is, will the Falcons finally figure out that they need to give Bijan Robinson the ball? Like the big thing with him last year, in the last couple years, that for some reason there'll be weeks where they'll give Bijan Robinson 20 carries, and there'll be other weeks where he only gets like 7. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But I expect they'll be more consistent with that. And then my number 1 running back will be Jahmyr Gibbs, man. No David Montgomery. He's going to be the number 1 running back. Very explosive, can catch out of the backfield. I know they got your boy Isaiah Pacheco, but Isaiah Pacheco is a bag of mid as well. So I don't think he's going to really affect anything that Jahmyr Gibbs got going on. So he will be my number one fantasy running back.
All right, number 10, I got Kenneth Walker. I think that the Chiefs are going to use him running and catching the football out of the backfield. So, and with Mahomes coming back from that injury, I think that he's going to get a lot of burn in the beginning of the season for sure. So, I got him at number 10. Number 9, I got Breece Hall. He got that brand new contract. And look, man, they got Geno at quarterback, dog.
Yeah.
He's their best. Him and Garrett Wilson is their best players right now. So, and I think they're going to feature Breece a little bit more. So, number 8, I got your boy Ashton Jeanty. He can't move up on this list, but you guys are still revamping this offensive line. You got a whole new coaching staff. We got to still see it. You know what I'm saying? Not denying the boy's talent. I do think that he has an opportunity to move up on this list, but still got to see it. So. Number 7, I'm gonna go with Travis Etienne. I think that he's gonna be a big cog in that Saints offense. I do think that they're gonna trade Alvin Kamara too. I just think those two do the same shit. Like they're the same fucking running back. So I just think they're gonna convince. Look, man, we'll send you to a team that's a championship team, man. Just we just paid Travis, so we got to kind of feature him a little bit more,
right?
Number 6, I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, he had a good season, but man, the running backs get ran to the ground in San Francisco. And, man, I got to see it again for him to have another year like he had last year where he stayed pretty much injury-free. Like, I got to see it again. But if he stays healthy, we all know what Christian McCaffrey represents. Number 4, I'm going with Devon Achane. That's all they got, bro. Like, Miami is devoid of talent. They did my bad Malik Willis all kinds of wrong. Like, and all they got is him. They just paid Devon Achane, so that lets me know they're going to feature him a lot more in the running and passing game. So I got to put him on there.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm going with Saquon Barkley. I think he has a bounce back season. Plus, you got rid of AJ Brown. Yes, you got Devontae Smith, but I do think that they're going to implement the run game a little bit more now that no AJ Brown is there. They're going to lean on Saquon a little bit more. I think he comes in with a little bit more healthier this season than what he was last year. So I think he'll have a better season. Number 2, I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that he's 1A, 1B as far as top running backs as far as in this league goes. But I do think that the Detroit Lions, they do like to throw that football. And, you got Amon-Ra Brown, you got Jameson Williams, got Sam Laporta coming back from injury. Like, they're going to throw the football down the field a lot. But not to say they're not going to get the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to get it in the running and passing game. But I got him at number 2. And I'm actually going to go with Bijan Robinson at number 1 because I do think, as much as I can't stand Kevin Stefanski, one thing I will say about Kevin Stefanski, he's going to run the football. That's what he's going to do. He comes from that same Kyle Shanahan system. They're going to run the football. And I think he's going to implement Bijan Robinson way better than whatever coach has been through Atlanta. But I think he's going to have one of his best seasons of this year. So,
yeah. For sure.
And no, I didn't put Derrick Henry. He's my honorable mention because I think he's getting old, man. I think that cliff, man, this is coming. He's solid. I saw a glimpse of it last. Yeah,
Yeah,
he had some games. Where it was like, "Ooh, it's not looking good for him."
yeah.
So, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, man. It's time for Maul's random news.
Still.
It is now time for Maul's random news.
All right, y'all. You know what I mean? My favorite part of the show, Chris's favorite part of the show. A lot of topics that don't make it to the main docket, but obviously they do make it to random news. We obviously love hearing Chris's opinions outside of the Chiefs. So, sir, are you ready for this week's random news?
Let's go.
All right, next, first up, Colin Farrell says that Batman 2 will officially start filming next week. Obviously, you know, we talked about this movie and kind of the anticipation with this movie, man. What's your overall excitement knowing that filming with all the hiccups, with waiting for the script and all that, that we're finally gonna start getting this film. They're gonna start filming it, get it next year. What's your overall feels, man, with this Batman?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited what they do with this second Batman, how he looks in the second year as Batman. Robert Pattinson, I'm talking about. See how he could take this character to the next level. You know, we've seen so many iterations of Batman, and he brought a different feel, a more brooding, a more angry Batman in the first film. You know, because he was year one pretty much. But I'm interested to see how he takes it to the next level in this Batman movie, and all the villains and characters that's going to be in this movie. I'm excited to see what they do with Harvey Dent and you know some other characters that are possibly in this film.
No, for sure, for sure, for sure. Next up, more movie news. Ari Aster has revealed that he has written a Hereditary prequel film. He says that he has never found the right time to make the film yet, but he says he eventually will. Hereditary is a scary movie. I'm not sure if you've seen that. But overall, man, what are your thoughts with them potentially being a prequel to Hereditary on the horizon here in the next couple years?
Uh, Hopefully it's interesting to see where they go with it. You know, the other film was really really good. So Toni Collette, she did a really good job in that movie. Interested to see what they do with this one.
Yeah, no, for real, for real. I'm super excited. I love Hereditary. It's probably one of the most scariest movies that you possibly potentially could see.
Mhm.
So I can only imagine what the prequel would be like. More movie news. It Follows 2 is eventually on the way. Set a decade after the events of the first film. It's starring Maika Monroe and Naomi Aki. If people don't remember It Follows, it's a scary movie where it's kind of like the sexual transmitted disease, in a sense that it's this demon creature that follows you, and then the only way for it to stop following you is if you pass it on to another partner through sex. I remember when I first heard about that movie, I thought it was going to be kind of terrible, but when I watched it, it was really a really good movie. I really enjoyed it as far as for a scary genre. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but overall, man, what are your thoughts with It Follows 2? Potentially on the horizon.
I haven't seen the first one, so well now you told me a few things about the movie, so maybe I'll try to check it out and then get ready for the second one. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, next up, man. Lizzo says that the industry shift from radio to streaming affected her popularity and career. She wrote on Twitter saying, "I can actually answer this. The industry changed so much in the last 3 years. Streaming replaced radio, and I was a radio darling. That's how my fans discovered my music. Not to mention the various obvious and public attack on my career changed things. But I'm out here doing my absolute best, and you can't knock a bitch for that." With her being said that, do you think with the industry shifting to radio, do you think that has affected not just Lizzo's career but other acts as well?
Yes, of course. I think it affected Nicki Minaj's career. I think she was a radio darling and she didn't know how to navigate from pivoting from the radio to now, you got to get on playlists because that's the new radio now. Like that's how you keep your name in rotation. That's why Drake is so popular. He's on every fucking playlist. That's why Kendrick got popular, and then people are putting him on the playlist. You name whatever singer that's popular, Taylor Swift, whatever, Beyonce, like they're on the playlist. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you keep your name popping. Um, so people don't listen to the radio no more. Like they make their own playlists and they listen to the songs they want to hear. The closest they made listen to the radio was Sirius FM radio or XM. That's it. Maybe. But outside of that, people don't listen to the radio, man. They listen to their playlist when they working out, when they're in the car, when they're at the house, drinking, whatever they want to do at the house, playing a video game. You might throw the music on real quick. You streaming, somebody puts some music on. What are they playing? They're playing their playlist. Because the radio is not what it used to be. We don't listen to the radio to listen to what's new. Because we already get it on Apple, Spotify, whatever you use. So the radio is kind of obsolete right now. So
no, I agree. All right, next up, man, Amani. He made some comments on his podcast. Him and Ice. I'm gonna play this clip and then get your thoughts.
What's your favorite moment, and your least favorite moment in hip hop? I mean, we talk about just hip hop history and everything.
My least favorite moment is this Kendrick Drake battle.
Really?
Yes, that shit ruined hip hop. It's ruined hip hop fandom.
Okay.
I absolutely hate, like, even now, it's affecting the way. I don't think shit will ever be the same again. It's affected so much, like even today, like.
Is that you saying that in hindsight? Because
Yes,
I think when that
in
happened,
hindsight.
we was up there crip walking.
Of course.
And
no, in hindsight, I wish that shit never happened in hindsight.
Okay.
Just because of the after effects of just everything. The two fan bases have ruined it. Not the artists.
Mm-hmm.
The two fan bases who feel like, nigga, I'm willing to die for this nigga who I don't know, and I'm willing to kill all of them. And the same thing on the other side. They've taken the enjoyment out of hearing these niggas' music.
That was Ice's comments as far as like his least favorite hip hop moment. What are your thoughts with what he said?
I mean, he's entitled to his own opinion, and that's his opinion. He feels like that's the worst. I disagree with that. I don't think it's the worst moment in hip hop history. Like, yes, it was a battle, and yes, fan bases are going to be crazy. That's just anything. We've all known that. Beyonce's fan base crazy. Nicki Minaj's fan base crazy. Like Taylor Swift's, shout out to y'all, but y'all crazy. Like that's just a fan base, period. Could you imagine if we had the internet with Michael Jackson and Prince and all these people on, and they had the internet to come back? You know how many times Michael Jackson fans would go at Prince fans and Prince fans would go at Michael Jackson fans? Like, it would be a crazy time. Like fandom, that's why it's called a fanatic. That's what they are. They do crazy shit. Motherfuckers show up and stalking celebrities every day. Like, that's part of the game, man. But I don't want to say it ruined hip hop. Like, somebody's gonna pick a side, especially in hip hop. We've always picked a side.
Yeah.
In rap battles, we've always picked a side. Jay and Nas, people picked a side. Jeezy and Gucci, Biggie and Pac, yes. Jeezy and Gucci, man. Motherfuckers picked sides. You know what I'm saying? And that one was probably worse because it really got deadly in that one.
Yeah.
And people died in that one. So it's just like, it's one of those things like, hey, man, that was part of the game, man. Like, we Drake and Kendrick fans, we've known about this beef. They've been throwing shots at each other. This was just like finally the culmination of that. And look, we just found out that we've talked about this ad nauseum. We just found like Kendrick is just way more strategic and he's crazy. If you gonna battle him, he gonna take it there. He told him that.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Now, as far as the fan base goes, you take it with a grain of salt. Like, it is what it is. Some people are gonna be biased towards this person. Some people are gonna be biased towards that person. That's part of fandom. It is what it is. And you kind of navigate that. When you listen to somebody tell their opinion about an artist and they say, and you look at their avatar and there's Drake in there or Kendrick, it's like, oh. Okay, I see why you said that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I just think that look, it's Ice's opinion. If that's how he feels, and that's how he feels. I'm not gonna argue with him with that. Do I agree with him? No, I don't agree. Like there's just been so many moments in hip hop where the same thing has happened that and I get it's a different time, especially with the internet and the way it's kind of covered in a sense. But yeah, I just think that's a little extreme take. You know what I mean? That it's ruined hip hop. I don't agree with that. I think there's
drill music might be the one that ruined hip hop.
Like what ruined hip hop is just the fact of that. Me personally, this is me. I just think what ruined hip hop was the fact of that a lot of these music companies have decided to change the way they promote acts. They decided the way they promote music. It's not the same as it used to be. Like, a lot of these music companies, again, they don't even have AR departments anymore. You know what I mean? They don't have kind of like that foundational piece that a lot of these artists would need. They don't have the push that a lot of these artists would need, the consistency, the rotational play for their music. It's not the same. And on top of that, I think just concentration is not the same anymore. You know what I mean? I think just, a lot of people, listen to music now, and the digestible way music is, it's not the same. Like people listen to music and then throw it away. They want the next thing. You know what I mean? And if you can be an artist that can kind of establish yourself where you can be the Kendrick Lamar, you can be the Drake, you can be a Jay-Z, you can be a Kanye West, or whoever the case may be, where the music lasts longer than just a couple of days. It lasts for months. Like I remember there were albums that they would last months. You know what I mean? Like I'm still like, the Donnell Jones CD or the Jay-Z Blueprint or Outkast Stankonia or Q-Tip album or Busta Rhymes or Ludacris, whatever the case may be. Those albums lasted for months. You know what I mean? They weren't just, we listened to them for 2-3 days and then next thing you know, it's just like, all right, like get that out of here. I think the quality of music is different. It's not the same. I don't think Drake and Kendrick is the reason why rap, hip hop music is not as, I guess, hitting like it used to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I've had this kind of, I ain't gonna lie. I've sat here and I've been thinking about this a lot with music. And I don't know if you feel the same way, but again, it just comes back to like, I listen to these albums and there's been a lot of really good albums that I've listened to, Freddie Gibbs, Westside Gun. I really like the Action Bronson new CD that just popped out. But again, it just gets to a point in time where it's just like, damn, a lot of these CDs, like I listen to it, I fuck with it, but they just don't have the longevity like they used to. And I don't know if it's a me thing because I still love music. I still feel like I have the passion for, finding new music, finding new songs, listening to artists and valuing the arts that they do have. But when it comes back to me thinking about the days, and maybe because I'm an adult and just time is just moving by faster and I have a lot more shit to do and I'm just not in the moment where I can just be in my room listening to music all day and every day type of situation. Maybe that is the case, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Even with certain situations, like, it's just like, even with the Drake album, like, I think out of the albums that have probably dropped the last, I would say like 2-3 months, I would probably say the one I've consistently gone back to is probably that Drake album. Honestly, so far. And probably the Action Bronson. I really dig that Action Bronson album. I really been fucking with it. I tried to listen to the new Vince Staples. It just wasn't for me, and I really like Vince Staples, but I just couldn't really get into it like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same way with you. But that's just kind of how I've been feeling with music as late.
Yeah, it's just so much music to consume nowadays, and so you know it's hard to like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this album straight through, and then try to pick out the songs that I like, and yada yada yada. It's be like 4 or 5 albums that drop in one day, and it's just like you gotta take the time out to really digest it because you want to give a project, the fair amount of assessment. Like, it took me a minute to just sit down with the new Freddie Gibbs stuff. It took me a minute to like, all right, let me check out this new 38 Special and see what he's talking about. And I actually like some of the stuff I heard from him, but it's like actually digesting the album and like really consuming it. It just takes more time nowadays because, like you said, you got more life going on and more stuff. And then I'm at a point now where it's like I be wanting to listen to podcasts more than music nowadays. So it's just
That
like,
really be the case, though. It really be the
yeah.
case, man. Like, cause what's the last hip hop album where you were like, I'm still listening to this like a month in, 2 months in? Like, what was the last album?
Probably GNX.
GNX, yeah, GNX was probably one. I think GNX was one. I think the Freddie Gibbs album was one for me. This Drake album is one.
The Drake album I listened to about I consistently listen probably to like the three same songs: Shebang, Plot Twist, and Make 'Em Cry.
Yeah. Honestly, I especially that first, probably like, honestly, the whole album I've probably been consistently listening to it ever since it came out. I'm just talking about hip hop. I can name more R&B albums that I listen to more consistently than hip hop. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of. I think the game album. Then he dropped that. I think I was listening to that consistently for a minute. I was with the DJ drama and stuff like that. I think I was listening to that consistently, but I don't know. I thought that was just interesting. We'll keep it pushing, man. Next up, man, Xbox, man, they did their showcase last night. Not last night, but last Sunday. They showed games, Gears of War E-Day. They showed Modern Warfare 4, the Halo campaign, Evolve, Metro 2039, Fable, Minecraft, Spyro, Resident, State of Decay 3, Wulong 2, Senua, Doom, and obviously more. I'm not sure if you got to see any of the games. Gears of War was probably my favorite one that I saw. That's gotta be like, if you played any of the Gears of War old games of old, I'm a big fan of that series. They got me. I'm definitely gonna probably cop that day one. That Gears of War look crazy. It's a prequel to when Phoenix and all them, before they got into the military, whatever they're called. But the gameplay looked good. It looked amazing. Modern Warfare looks like Call of Duty. Call of Duty looks like Call of Duty for me. Metro looked really good. State of Decay looked really cool. I think overall, I thought Xbox game showcase was really good overall. If I had to rate between everything, I would probably still have PlayStation and what they showed. I still like what they did overall, but I thought Xbox games, I thought they had a great showing. I think they even showed their new 25th anniversary console, which looked fire. Shout out to the new CEO of Xbox Games. I forgot the lady's name. Very beautiful Indian lady. She ended up giving out free Xbox 25th anniversary game consoles to everybody who was at all their fans and stuff like that. I think she's heading Xbox into the right direction compared to what it was been going on with them. But I don't know. I don't know if you saw, but if you have, what were your overall thoughts with it?
I didn't see nothing with the Xbox. I mean, I saw the Gears of War thing. I didn't watch the trailer because I don't have an Xbox, so it's just kind of like. It's
I feel it.
Kind of pointless for me to watch these games. I ain't getting none of them because I ain't getting the Xbox. But what I'm excited for is not from the Xbox thing, but I am excited to see that we're getting the Ninja Turtle Last Ronin game.
Yeah. That was very interesting. Yeah, that one was very interesting. Seeing the final chapter for Final Fantasy VII, I thought that was really dope. From Summer Game Fest. What else did they show that was really cool? There was a couple good games. That they did show. But I thought overall, it was a success for what potentially is coming. Overall. All right, man. We got a couple more. The Bears, man. It seems like they could be heading to Hammond, Indiana. I think they're still kind of trying to find a way to get a better deal in Chicago, but it seems like Indiana could be the home of the new Bears. be kind of weird if they're still called Chicago for me if they're in Indiana. That's just me. But what's your overall thoughts with you knowing it well with your Kansas City Chiefs in the situation that they going on with their stadium deal? What's your overall thoughts with the Bears situation?
Tough break, man. Man, get ready. Indiana Bears is coming.
Yeah.
Um, it sucks to lose your team, especially losing even though they haven't been that good, but still, they're still a story franchise in Chicago. Like Chicago going to Indiana is going to be weird if that happens. But you can't if the state doesn't want to pay, for the team, man. You got to move. It is what it is. That's the part. That's the price of not, wanting to pay those taxes towards that team.
No, for real. Nah, for real. It's crazy. And then last but not least, it's not no storyline, but I do want to give my condolences to the Rick Adelman family. He passed away. And obviously to the Fitzgerald family, Larry Fitzgerald Sr., he passed away as well. So I want to send out my condolences to both of those families. We didn't get the opportunity to talk about that last week. So prayers out to them. And yeah, man, that's it for random news this week.
For sure. Alrighty. You got anything else?
No, obviously we got the big obviously they have the UFC and we didn't talk about it, but obviously World Cup starts tomorrow. Again, excited about that. You have the UFC White House card, big card. Not a fan of where it's being at, but it is a big card nonetheless. My early predictions for that, I think Alex Pereira, I think he wins the interim belt for heavyweight. And then I got Ilia Topuria winning that fight. And then after that, obviously, we got the big Conor McGregor fight next month. Is there any boxing matches this weekend? Nothing coming up. I think the next big fight is the Boots fight, which is coming up. When's the Boots fight? Ain't that coming up soon?
June 25th or 24th.
Oh, so next week. So it'll be next week then, right? No, not next week or the week after. It'll be the week after.
Yeah. Then next month is Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu.
Okay, yeah. So we'll talk about that more when that comes. But besides that, what's your prediction, man, for Knicks and Spurs game 5? Do Knicks close it out?
I'm gonna roll with the Spurs. I think the Spurs winning in San Antonio. I think they stay alive. I'm still holding out hope that they go to 7.
And then Golden Knights, you got the Golden Knights winning tomorrow.
You got the Golden Knights winning tomorrow. I think they bounce back.
I didn't ask you about your boy. Your boy made the news. With the new contract. But he get like an extra couple years or something like that.
He'll be there till 2033, until he's 38 years old. Hey man, you gotta keep the franchise around. You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
Well deserved. You know what I'm saying? He's the reason why we got the status that we got, man. He's the reason why. We got Super Bowls, we got World Cup, we got, what I'm saying? Like, he's bringing all that in. So you got to keep him happy. It doesn't change anything as far as the cap this year, but next year, I do think that it's going to lower they could do something with his contract next year where they could lower the cap. And I think that's when they go full regalia with the receiver room and they go get somebody big name, possibly, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's what they're going to do. But, hey, man, shout out to Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's no surprise, you know what I'm saying? I just think that his agent was like, all right, man, all these other quarterbacks is getting paid. My man is like 11th on the list now. It's time to change that. Let's get him back. And, it helps out the other quarterbacks, too, because I know Lamar Jackson is looking at an extension, but I do have a hot take for that.
Do you want to save that hot take?
I do.
Okay. And also before we go, any mini camp news? Obviously, mandatory mini camp has been rolling around here. Anything interesting in the Chiefs mini camp?
It's shirts, it's jerseys and shorts, man. I don't get excited for that shit, man. Like you hear a dude get crazy in training in mini camp, then the pads come on. You ain't hear his name one bit. You can't get over it. He ain't making no plays when the pads come on. Holla at me when the pads come on, man.
I respect it. That's
The
good.
only news I got is that I do notice that Mahomes is getting more comfortable on that knee when he's running around.
That's
The
good.
more and more he practices, you could just see it. He's getting way more confident.
So you feel very confident that he will be ready for week 1.
He's gonna be out there week 1.
That's right.
It's the worst kept secret.
Well, pads will be here in about a month. So
Yeah.
pads and preseason will be here before we know it. Maybe probably about what 30 some days from the first preseason game, 40 days from the first preseason game. So.
Other than that, status quo. Airbnb's back. He cussing everybody out.
Yeah, no.
That's a good thing.
Let's see what's up. As far as my Raiders, Max Crosby looks like he'll be ready for training camp. It seems like he'll be ready. I think there have been Raider fans a little bit worried about Nakobe Dean. He hasn't been there during mini camp the last couple of days. He was there for Nah, one of the reporters said he might have like a little injury that they've been kind of hiding a little bit. So maybe he's just trying to rest, like, because there's been a couple players with that have been hurt, like Jamad McCoy. Like, he hasn't been participating in minicamp, obviously. Like, I think they're still very cautious about that knee. But I don't think we have anything to worry about. But Max Crosby looks like he's been good. I've heard some good things from Fernando. I think today they said he was kind of like a hit or miss. But, again, it's mini camp. I don't put too much in it. And then on top of that, he's a rookie. He's going to have his good days. He's going to have his bad days. The good thing I did hear is that Kirk Cousins looks really, really healthy. They said he looks really good. Off his, was this year 2 off of the Achilles? So we all knew he was going to do that. So they say he's thriving. Brock Bowers looks really healthy. Michael Mayer is looking really healthy as well. Asher Jency's been looking good. A lot of good vibes in Raiders as far as like everything that's been going on with the Raiders. So that's kind of little stories I've been hearing about that. As long as the vibes are good, Max Crosby getting healthy, Kirk Cousins looks healthy. Those are the stuff I want to hear around minicamp. You know what I mean? Obviously, we don't want no injuries. We don't want no flu shit. That's been my main thing with training camp. Let's everybody get through. I want all teams. I don't want no one getting hurt. I want everybody to make it through training camp, at least make it to the season. And then I get it. Shit happens. Football's football. People are going to get hurt in football, but at least let everybody make it to the season healthy. That's what I want. I don't want no I don't want no injuries. I don't care if you're 3rd string, 4th string starter. I don't want no injuries. It fucking sucks. Yeah. But let's hope majority of these teams, if not all of these teams, just go into the season healthy, man. And let the best team win, man. That's kind of what I root for during training camp and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had Mansur Delane for the mandatory mini camps. He's had his helmet off, so we'll find out what's up with him. Probably a hamstring or something like that. Yeah. They're being precautious. I'm pretty sure he's going to be out there. Oh, we re-signed L'Jarius Sneed. He was.
I saw that. Yeah. I feel like he was going to go back. It kind of gave me that feel. And no, go ahead. I'll let you do it before.
No, I was just saying, like, I'm happy for L'Jarius coming back. We needed a veteran in that room. Especially with a young group that we got with Mansour and Noah Williams, Christian Fulton, who he played pretty good in the last 3 games, but his injury history is still pretty,
for sure.
Got to watch out for that. So bringing in a veteran guy like L'Jarius Sneed, who knows the system, he could play corner, of course, but I think you could put him in safety, maybe a free safety, because I think that safety room needs a little injection. We don't know what we're going to get from Jaden Hicks. I have high hopes for Jaden Hicks when we drafted him, but last year it was kind of a step back. So let's see, hopefully he could take, control of a role this year, you know what I'm saying? But if not, I wouldn't be mad if L'Jarius Sneed is in that safety room too. When players get a little older, they can play a little bit of safety, the free safety or whatever. So I think he has the skills to do that. So
nah, for sure.
I'm not mad at that.
Nah, for sure. That's what's up. And then 2 more things on the NFL note. Brandon, brother, you're not helping yourself at all, bro. You are fat. You are
little ass boy. Little ass boy.
This motherfucker. Oh my god, bro. Like, why would any fucking team sign your ass, bro? You are so out of shape, my boy. You are so out of shape. This little motherfucker,
boys.
That motherfucker. He cracked me. Yeah, I low key think his career. I don't see him playing this year. I just don't.
Not at all. He said it himself. He said he's not playing though.
I don't know. I honestly don't even know if he will ever play in the NFL again.
That's sad. Man.
I don't know. I really don't know. I just think he's going through a lot, man. Prayers out to him, man. Hopefully he gets his shit together. He had a lot of promise, but it just seems like he's just throwing his NFL career away. And then last thing before we end the show, Adam Schefter, he reported that it's more likely than not that Aaron Donald will be back with the Rams. Like it's looking like he will be playing for the Rams sometime this year. What are your thoughts with that?
That ain't fair, man. That ain't shit, man. I will say my boy Joshua Simmons looked jacked up though. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
He looked jacked up. He got in shape. He ain't had to worry about no injury this offseason. So he was able
Let's
to
hope
hit that
not.
weight run. You know what I'm saying? So
Let's hope not.
and then the Thug comes out next Tuesday. He's out. He's free.
Who? Oh, Ray Rice. Right.
See?
Let's see how that knee fucking looking when he get out of that motherfucking jail. But
well, they did say that he was able. They got an order for allow him to go to the hospital facility and do his rehab. So,
this nigga, Chiefs Hunt made the call, huh? He like, look, man, we'll send him to jail, but hey, at least let us go to the hospital so we can like keep this boy's knee.
Yeah,
training, man.
So my theory is that they're gonna see what he looks like with that knee, and if he ain't ready to go, I think that's when they try to go get like a wide receiver or something.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is right there. He waiting to get picked
I don't
up.
know. This nigga got a whole nother case. He got to go testify.
He got another one.
Something we got to testify about him being linked with some dude that's bad. Or I don't know, man. It ain't looking too good. They asked Vrabel about him today. He was like, "Look, we appreciate you for that shit. We don't look like we're gonna explore that."
That's crazy. So, I think shit. So if you guys, I think Tyreek Hill probably be the best option as far as like availability. You know what I mean?
I can see Tyreek. I think one of those things. I think Tyreek would be one of those things. Like, hey man, just be ready.
I feel like you won't hear about him until probably like when training camp is like started.
I just think it's gonna be one of those things. Hey man, we be ready for October, November. We're gonna check in with you, see how that knee looking. But October, November, be ready
for sure.
I think that's what that is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, man. If you want to donate to the Cris Style Mal podcast, you can donate to $ Cris Mal podcast. We will appreciate whatever you donate, whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, whatever you listen to. We are available on those streaming sites. Also, first-time watchers on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the live with us. You can talk about these topics. We want to hear from you. Whether you agree with us, disagree with us, we want to hear your opinion on these topics. Just don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, wherever you use, you can follow us at Cris Style Mal. We will follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. If you have critiques or feedback or a question or topic, and we like that question or topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Until Monday, hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Be safe out there. We will be back to cover all the sports and things that are going on around the world. And just be safe out there, man. It's crazy times right now.
Especially in New York. Like, bro, hey, Knicks fans, look, I know y'all happy. Congratulations. And if y'all win Saturday, cool. I expect the city to be there when I go on vacation. Do not burn that shit down. I need a vacation, bro.
Hey,
don't
Batman.
burn that shit down.
We're Batman.
Make sure it's still there, bro.
Hey, Batman. We need you, though. Avengers, assemble.
Man, shit.
So, all right, good people. Until Monday, we're out.
Peace out.